Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Birthright Realm Action Series, or the main action series. We did forget one, but it's such a minor one, but we'll still need to cover it for you guys, and that's training. So generally one that you probably won't be spending much time using, just because there's other ways that you can ultimately accomplish the same thing, like going on adventures and raising your skills that way. But it does exist, so let's make sure that we still cover it for you guys. So it is another one of the character actions, special successes and conditions as far as costs go. But basically you can spend an action honing your skills. So that could be training for level advancement, which is kind of a way of not having to go through the adventuring part, but really the adventuring opens up more opportunities for you as far as receiving other loot and other cool potential things from that. But improving non-weapon proficiencies, learning a proficiency, or exercising to increase your hit point score. So again, some of these really, this personal opinion, but like if you're spending a domain action, like raising your hit point by 1, you've really wasted your time. There's other more important things to do. So now granted, if you're setting up a campaign where everybody's like a level 1 character, could be potentially understood that you'd want to go through that. But again, adventuring accomplishes a lot of these same things as well. So training for levels, if the optional rules for training to gain new levels are in play, again, this goes back to 2nd ed, but the character can spend a character action to do so, you must find a mentor or instructor and pay any training costs, which the DM can set up suitably there, and should be suitably high just to prevent people, and should be increasing with level too, but really it should be suitably high to discourage the player from just like going from, like, let's say again a level 1 and they keep doing this to, oh look, we're level 10 now and I've never actually like set foot in the real world as far as like going on adventures and testing these skills against actual opposition like monsters and stuff like that. You shouldn't be able to learn your way to these high levels, especially as like a fighter type or something like that. Wizard could understand that a little bit more if you've done nothing but study and raise your spell knowledge and stuff like that. But again, that's pretty boring. There's nothing much involved there. Like going out and adventuring, that's like the heart of the game, right? But it is here. But sometimes you maybe just are too busy. Like, let's say your realm is just ridiculously huge and you've got just a lot of things taking up your time, but you do have some competent lieutenants. Well, training to raise your own level certainly doesn't hurt. But again, I would encourage players to steer away from that as something that they just kind of fall back on as their go-to action all the time, instead of like actually going out and doing something with their characters. Improving a non-weapon proficiency, the character studies a skill they already know, trying to become better at it. So at the end, you roll a d20. If it's higher than the current proficiency score, you increase the score by 1 point. Again, I could see that, but again, just for all of these, really, you get so few domain actions, right? 3 per domain turn, 12 in a year as far as game time goes. And you've got a lot that you probably want to accomplish for your domain. So all the time spent doing this, you could go on an adventure, raise your level, raise your hit points, and do all these things like kind of in one. So doing these like individually like just doesn't seem very time efficient or time effective. But anyway, it could matter in certain situations. Again, I would just, as a DM, just encourage players like this shouldn't be their sort of go-to crutch for increasing their skills and stuff like that. Anyway, proficiency, similar idea here. So you could learn something new, new weapon, new skill, something like that. And again, just basically go through the training. Could be something that you're just not currently, that's in your repertoire, and you want to increase your overall abilities. So this includes, the training here includes learning new proficiencies if the character gains slots at that level. So things to look at. Now, at the DM's option, the character can learn a proficiency even if their slots are already filled. This should consume 2 character actions instead of 1, though. So that's like two months out of the year spent learning that. So again, is it really worth it when you could, again, just accomplish it by other means? And then finally, this is, I think, the least useful one. So a character can exercise and train to add 1 to their score. So this should be like maybe like a one of, or just so rare that a player would want to do this, because again, gaining a level is going to get you more hit points anyway. So why would you spend a month just to exercise and get 1? So you cannot exceed the number that you would currently reach with maximum rolls for your class, level, and constitution bonus, etc. So they kind of use the old second ed example there. I'm sure that's a little bit different now with fifth. But yeah, if you're spending a whole domain action here, spending a month of in-game time just to bump yourself up 1 hit point, like, is that really worth it? So again, this one in particular, I think, is the biggest waste of time. This really should be something where some sort of condition should require the character to go out, get out of their castle, go deal with a random event, something, and just actually increase their level, going on an adventure. But nonetheless, yeah, so just want to make sure we round this out here for you guys. So training can exist, and again, you could come up with certain other types of training too, as the DM and the player, so get a little bit more creative with that. So that's something to consider. But yeah, some of these, it's just, to me, like, again, go out, use your character, go do some adventuring, something that causes you to actually just increase all these things naturally by, again, gaining levels. So take care of that. You're going to gain hit points with the level, and by gaining levels, you're going to have access to more proficiencies and stuff like that. So, doing one adventure action should result in essentially accomplishing all 4 of these things as far as training goes. So training should be like the last resort. Like, there's nothing else that you want to do or can do, and you just gotta do this. But anyway, let us know your thoughts on the training action, if you've done that, and how that's played out and was sort of administered in your campaigns. I'd love to hear about that, guys. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing that. It always helps support the channel, and if you want to support us a little bit more, check out our Patreon. There is, again, a lot of great stuff on there. So a lot of early access things for Birthright and other things that we're covering, but also some things that will be unique and exclusive to that. So check that out. And then there's also access to our Discord and other things. So we're working on a lot of cool things for you guys. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you in the next one.